And Stowe was busy doing something else, I take it?
Yes, welcome to another episode of Epic Sketch Time. My name is Mark Monlux, and I'm a freelance illustrator working out of Tacoma, Washington. I've been freelancing since about 1985. I like to draw cartoon reviews of movies as well as projects for my clients. You can find a link for me down in the descriptions below of my contact information, or you can look me up on Patreon. Bill, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Bill Morse. I'm a cartoonist and illustrator working out of Seattle, Washington, and I like doing a comic strip called Rhapsodies in my free time.
And we're trying to assist Roger here. He's having a hard time signing in.
And, oh, before, where is it? Oh. Oh, and just as a little fun thing, I just finished, before we started, I remembered that today was Festivus.
Oh, yes. Just
So,
exactly how is Festivus celebrated? I forgot.
I've never seen the episode, but apparently there's the airing of grievances and the feats of strength, and you celebrate around a utilitarian aluminum bar, which is normally shown as a stack of beer cans. So anyway, I figured for social networking purposes, I cranked this out.
Feats of strength. The airing of grievances. Boy, that could... That sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Ian's trying to sign in.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. But
we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Oh, it's just, I think it's, hold on a second.
So I noticed the camera was automatically off when I got in, so that might be a recurring.
Now we can see your screen.
Okay. Okie doke.
Yeah, apparently Roger is having a hard time hearing us, so I tried to send him some instructions. We can only, and all we can see is his name on the screen. But it's nice to have Roger here with us. Ian, Bill and I have introduced ourselves. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, everybody. My name's Ian Castruita, and all my stuff is over at unfedartist.com. I'm an illustrator, graphic designer, and cartoonist working out of Arizona. So did you guys already say what you're working on today?
No, we haven't yet. Oh, actually, Bill did. Bill was, why don't you do a screen share on that to show him your...
Yeah, I remembered at the last minute that today was Festivus, so I just finished this piece right here. As
Piece of strength. Yeah, all right. Airing of grievances, yeah.
And so that's, I was pretty pleased with, and hopefully it'll get, well, I'll see how Instagram reacts to it in another hour or so, and I put it up on Imgur, which I've been experimenting with. I might put it up on, yeah, I should put it up on Reddit too. I'll do that when we sign off.
So I'm working on my Sunday comic still. I had to put it off because I needed to work on my holiday card, which I just mailed out this morning, and I'm gonna make a exclusive for my Patreon backers probably tomorrow, I guess. Is tomorrow Christmas Eve?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so
and
so that'd be apropos. It's basically a single panel comic.
So the orange there is, I am assuming that you're playing with the model features now?
Oh yeah, yeah. I have. Let's see. This guy. Um, I really wanted to try to trim down my time, and so I bought a $30 model off of Turbo Squid of a coffee shop, and I thought that could help me out. But I ended up spending a lot of time just figuring out how everything was working, and the staging is difficult still for me. I kind of needed to spend more time with it before I committed to actually using it in a comic. But you know, it's kind of learn as you go, and so far I see a lot of possibilities with it. I just still kind of worry that it's so three-dimensional that it kind of takes away from my style. So I don't know if you guys can see. I'm trying to like, you know, implant my own little characters in there and everything. So we'll see how that works.
How much do you experiment with the filters on the what is it?
I'm having trouble hearing you there. What's that?
As far as turning it into line art thing, how much do you play with the settings so far?
So I mean, that was pretty easy because you showed me how to do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is going to be a full Sunday color, so you know, I felt okay putting in the midtones for shading because I usually do shading in my work anyway.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm still in the experimenting stage. I mean, at the moment, I'm focusing more on modeling than I am using.
Sorry, I was called away for a moment.
At the moment, I'm focusing more on modeling because I need the models before I can really play with it. And so what I've mostly been doing is, even if I do have shade, I pretty much turn off those 3 layers, finding it easier to have my own control until I learn how to play with lighting.
Hello, testing.
Okay, you're here.
This is Roger. Am I getting audio?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Roger, and we can also see what you're working on.
Okay, no video as of yet. Still working on it, but hi, everyone.
Okay.
So I have a little bit of show and tell. Earlier today, an event called Roger, I'm going to mute you because I got a lot of background noise, and then I'll put you back on.
Oh.
So I was attending a Freelance Fandango earlier today, and the present I drew, we were doing a gift exchange, and we were all creating items to give to each other. And this is a original piece done by Stowe. The way this is done is, you know, most paintings are done by application.
Right.
This is a type of watercolor where you layer on all the color first and then you remove it. And you use a really thick, heavy board because it, you know, you're using a lot of water. You're basically scrubbing the paint away.
Right.
And it gives a different type of texture. So I'm kind of enjoying my little Baby Yoda here.
Yeah. On that note, the CNW Christmas party went very well to Roberta Gregory's. And I scored the best gift at the White Elephant.
What gift did you?
Panky Jam.
What
you got
type
what
of
now?
jam?
Panky Jam. Elizabeth Panky's husband Roger makes fruit jams as a hobby, and they are coveted amongst Cartoonist Northwest.
Oh, okay.
So I got plum and blackberry, and I am going to enjoy them.
Let's see.
What are you working on today, Mark?
Oh, let's see if I can ever get it up and running. I was going to start doing some rough sketches for that recycling canister that I'm doing for the city. You know how they have these shrink wraps that go around things? a lot of cities have them going around utility boxes.
Yeah,
And
you showed us one. I think the last time I was on Epic SketchTime was it for the glass recycling container.
yeah, so that's what
So-
I'm working on. I haven't done any sketches because there's been a little bit of a issue with contracts. So we're getting that resolved. But and I've been I'm always leery to start working on anything without a contract. But I've done work for the city before, so and also I pretty much need to start sketching on it. The turnaround is going to start coming up on me, and they want to do a review process. So, but again, it's hard to do a review process on a project that hasn't been signed off on yet. So.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I'm almost ready to just put my foot down when it comes to like contract negotiations and say, listen, the work isn't starting until we have a contract and until I have a deposit. You know, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. Well, that's usually what I do. I usually don't start working at all until I have, I say I need the check and I need the contract. And to me, the contract's even more important than the preliminary check. But yeah, I just don't start. Because it's basically working for free because there's no contract involved yet. And I also give the client a deadline on when they need to have the contract back, typically. I say, okay, this budget is based on me starting the project at such and so date. And if it doesn't get started, then I have to reschedule everything. So that's going to affect the budget. So you need to have this contract signed to me by X time. But I'm dealing with bureaucracy with the city here.
Yeah.
I'm talking to one lawyer and I'm getting another lawyer sending things out, and they sent me the wrong contract because I didn't like their indemnification clause.
Mm.
Anytime you see the words any and all in a contract, it's not a good sign. And it's basically a boilerplate. And I know that there's another illustrator that just asked them to remove the indemnity clause altogether, and they negotiated with them for an alteration. But I should probably not talk about that on the air until it's been resolved.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So I can show you that I've been really enjoying my iPad and working in Procreate. And you guys will remember how for years I was working on coloring various space aliens.
Mm-hmm.
And that project kind of got sidetracked for a while. But now that it's all a matter of coloring, and I find that once I import the images in on Procreate and I'm sitting there watching television with my wife, that I can do a little bit of doodling. So I'll just hold up some of these aliens. I know that you'll be able to recognize this one, Bill.
I'm sure I should, but I know I've seen you. I recognize it in that I've seen you work on it before, but I'm embarrassed. I'm drawing a blank on what movie it's from right now.
That was from First Men in the Moon.
Oh, right. I've read about it, but I've never actually looked at the stills. Oh, okay. That one is from the Not of Explorers.
That's right. And let's see.
Hey, did we lose Roger?
We lost Roger.
Oh, okay.
That's a new one, isn't it?
Yeah. You will not have seen this, Mel. This is a straight to VHS, really horrible movie called Feeders.
I think I've heard the name. So if you want to see the absolute worst alien, try to track down a movie called The Creature That Wasn't Nice.
As it so happens, There we go.
Oh dear.
But that's not the worst one, Bill.
You're actually giving that thing way too much credit there. It looks like a cheerful Muppet on your version.
In case you're not familiar with the creature that wasn't nice, Leslie Nielsen, amongst his other various comedy movies, like what was it?
They tried to market it as. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Along the lines of the Police Squad and Airplane, that type of comedy, but it was a sci-fi movie, and it completely bombed at the theaters. Let's see. This one is a rip-off of Alien, and it's called Dark Universe. And let's see. There's one here that I just started to.
There was. I'm trying to remember the name of it. There was another Alien movie that wasn't exactly a ripoff of Alien, since it came out at the same time. It's sort of like a ripoff of Alien, the way Doctor Strange Failsafe is a ripoff of Doctor Strangelove. But the premise was almost identical, except the hero and love interest survive.
You're going to have to be more specific, because there were a lot of ripoffs of Alien. Oh, here's I just started coloring this one. This is Deadly Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's fun to color these on the tablet. Oh, I'm going to show you one that I haven't started to color yet. And I'm betting that neither one of you, it's a fairly recent movie, but I don't think either one of you guys will recognize it.
It reminds me a little bit of the jailer from that made-for-television story, White Dwarf, but I don't think it's that.
You said it's fairly recent?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'll give you a named actor in it was Harrison Ford.
Ooh.
Was it a Star Wars?
No.
If it was a Star Wars, I would have recognized it, I'm sure.
This is from a film called Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh.
Oh, I know that one. I don't remember them even showing the aliens in that one. I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, they showed the aliens.
In the trailer, I mean?
You've seen the movie, haven't you?
No, just the trailer.
Oh, well, no, they don't show the aliens in the trailer. But, yeah, kind of grim-looking guys.
So you started a Procreate group or something, right?
Yes. Actually, one of my friends started a Procreate group.
And how's that coming along?
It's called Procreate Party, and I haven't seen many new postings in it in about the last week or so. So, I don't know why that is.
I can guess.
Was it just probably lost the buzz of the hype?
A lot of people joined in, but I think, well, I know that she's got a Patreon account, and so she's been doing she recently moved to New York,
Mm-hmm.
to Brooklyn specifically, and so the name of it on Facebook is called Procreate Party. And if you guys want to, you have to, be relatively new to Procreate to join, because it's all a bunch of beginners just sharing how their tips and tricks. Let me see what the most recent.
Well, all those aliens you just showed us were done in Procreate, right?
The pen and ink weren't, but all the coloring was.
Oh, okay.
There's a great little video posted there. a friend of ours, Stan Brown,
Mm-hmm.
his apartment complex had a fire.
Yeah.
And so he basically got kicked out. His renter's insurance is taking care of him and stuff. But his dilemmas of, being able to go back in or not go back in, what he did was he did various scenes in Procreate, and then he put them together in iMovies as a sequence of cartoons with a voiceover, so that everyone would hear this. He was so tired of telling the same story over and over again to everyone who was concerned, they just decided to do a video.
That's clever.
And it's getting him a lot of, I'm looking at it right now, he's got over 627 views, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, considering I've been starting to experiment with my YouTube career, I dream of having that many. So far, both of the public ones have only had 5.
Well, it's the start, right? I mean, nobody starts with 1 million followers, or
Oh,
excuse
no.
me, followers. So you gotta begin at the small.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, I really need to do more little videos along those lines, because I just can't believe how much buzz his is getting. And of course, he's got the dilemma he's facing right now is that the building has asbestos in it.
Mm-hmm.
And the building is saying, oh yeah, you can move back in, but you got to sign a waiver saying that you accept the fact that there's asbestos as risk.
But you said he had signed these things in triplicate, didn't you?
Well, that was when he first moved in, not after there's been a fire. Because the fire might have disturbed the asbestos somewhere else in the apartment complex. So he's having to contact his lawyer or find a lawyer to find out, okay, what would be the scenario if he moved in and then decide, okay, now I want to move out. Is he breaking the lease now, or are they breaking the lease? Okay. So he doesn't want to move back in if he has to sign a waiver. If they're trying to force him to sign a waiver, does that mean that this is are they trying to break the lease with him? What's the various scenarios? And they're not giving him a clear answer. And so he's making lots of phone calls with his insurance people to make sure that this isn't going to rule him out of being where he is right now, which he's good through for the end of the year, but the end of the year is coming right up.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate renting. It is the worst.
But you do have renter's insurance.
No, I live for free with my brother. He has homeowner's insurance. It's nice.
But does his homeowner's insurance cover you?
Yeah, and plus I have business coverage for my equipment and everything, so I'm covered on that end too. So, but yeah, I do not have any inclination to ever rent again if I could avoid it. We'll see if that aspiration comes true or not. But it's definitely one of the things I did not enjoy at all.
Yeah, for my place, renter's insurance is mandatory. So
when I first bought this house, rent was running in Seattle at my two-bedroom apartment was at around $650. It had just notched up from $600, and both my wife and I were saying, it's getting to the point where that's pretty much a mortgage.
Yep.
When we did get a mortgage on our house, we were paying about $850 a month for our mortgage. But now I'm hearing that people are paying $1,200 in rent. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to put this on mute. I've got someone calling me.
Oh, well, Bill, it's just you and me.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to keep up, but I admit that I haven't. The annual Christmas extravaganza. Last I checked, like a fairy and what is it, Krampus or whatever, they're flying to Mars. So I've been enjoying it though when I catch it on Instagram.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I mean, I don't regret doing them, but it sort of like feels like treading water all the way through. And this one felt rushed to me.
Oh, did? Well, you call it your annual masochism or something, right?
Yeah.
Like
But it's
like
also,
you have to sacrifice to the Dark Lord or something.
the cynic in me does describe it as that, but at the same time, it's essentially mandatory holiday therapy for me, because generally the Christmas hits me kind of hard because I become acutely, I'm sure you can sympathize with how you always go on about family, but essentially I'm the only the closest member of my family is my sister in San Clemente, California. Everybody else is in New England.
Yeah.
The fact that I kind of stuck here, it used to hit me like a brick. These days I've been able to get back enough times that I've had my required dosage, but even so, this is for all my complaining about it, it remains my very therapeutic holiday ritual.
It's 5 o'clock.
So why is that? Like, do you kind of like make it kind of like a autobiography in some way, and just kind of like?
No, it's pure fantasy.
So it's escapism for you.
Yeah, I mean, this is completely raw, unbridled dream logic in it, whereas in the regular strip, yeah, there's magical realism in if you look hard enough, but for the most part, it's kind of sort of real life. I mean, it's weird. It's like it's kind of like listening to carols and cooking ginger snaps on the day.
Sure.
I mean, it may sound, it's saying it out loud, I admit, sounds mildly silly, but
No. I mean, family's important. So we only have about 8 minutes left. I'm seeing the little timer tick down. Mark, remind me, what's your annual holiday thing that you do, or do you?
Oh, yes. I have a clan.
You have a clan?
yes. Hear the stories.
Was it that white elephant thing that you just talked about earlier? Or
no. My family's huge.
Oh, okay. All right.
At the time when I was growing up as a kid, I had 28 uncles and aunts and 56 first cousins.
Whoa.
And then, of course, you have those cousins that are, the kids of the cousins. So you have cousins that are first and second removed. And so our family gatherings with all the uncles and aunts, we would typically, have our nuclear family, which was big to begin with. That's a solid 8 people, if not 10 or 12, because we always had somebody else with us. And then you'd go off and have a second Christmas with the extended family, either on New Year's Eve or on Boxer's Day. These days, it's, so many people have died off or have moved out of state, or they're doing their own nuclear families. But my nuclear family with my siblings and their kids, we usually go to my brother Scott's house And that's between 20 and 30 people.
Yikes.
So, and we do a gift exchange, but it's, we draw all of our names at Thanksgiving. So that, it's not, otherwise, there was a time period where we were buying gifts for everybody, and that was just a financial hardship.
Yeah, I can imagine with that many people in your family.
So my wife, I gave her Thanksgiving off so that she didn't have to deal with my family for Thanksgiving. But in exchange, I get Christmas. And she has to suffer. She's pretty good about it. They love her desserts. So she's always, she takes the cup. She usually takes a pie and a cake, and there's 2 platters of cookies out there right now, which I've been resisting so much.
Is it those cookies with like the Hershey's Kiss embedded in the top?
Actually, that was my grandmother's cookie.
Oh, okay.
But no, she does. My favorite cookie of hers is this thing that she calls a cowboy cookie. Imagine something like an oatmeal cookie, but it's got coconut in it and chocolate chips.
Okay.
And the coconut, it's one of the few cookies that actually tastes better with age after it's been sitting out for a couple of days. There's some chemistry going on with the sugars involved.
That's
and
odd.
Yeah. So she's got a plate of those and a plate of snickerdoodles out there.
Nice.
Because again, she's working with that sugar chemistry. And she knows her chemistry. And so when she cooks, and so she's going to be making a slab, sort of like a large slab tart. I think that's going to be an apple tart instead of an apple pie this year. But the pie never goes far enough, so I think she's doing a big cookie sheet sized tart. And I have no idea what cake she's going to make. She might.
Because she's feeding a lot of people. I was like, geez, stop. Stop baking. That's too much.
Oh, no, remember, no. We're going to, other people are going to be bringing pie as well, but it's her pies are usually the first ones that go. But, typically we have a deep fried turkey.
Oh, nice.
A duck, and a ham. So, and there's usually not much in the way, there might be a sandwich worth of leftovers. People take a few things home, but there's a whole orchestration with side dishes. How about you, Ian? You're with your brother.
Yeah. So my little sister and my little brother, they're currently away for my nephew's visitation with his father. So we're not actually going to have family in Christmas, or family in town for Christmas. The same thing happened last year. I ended up just going to like a Chinese restaurant with my brother and my mom and my pop. But we still do like opening presents and everything once everybody comes back. And that's cool. My pop, full-blooded Mexican, so he makes tamales every December, and he has to make a ton of tamales. I mean, it's one of those joys that I have of like friends in town. I'll just give them a Ziploc bag full of tamales, and they're like, "Oh, awesome! I've been waiting all year for this." And he just, I don't know what it is. You have to make like several tanks of tamales. Otherwise the gods are angry. I don't know what happens if you make less than that. But other than that, my pop loves to cook, and we have a pretty traditional Thanksgiving and Christmas with the turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy. My mom is Texan, and so I grew up with fried chicken. And
I have to break in here because we're going to need to wrap up Epic Sketch Time. I guess we'll talk about Star Wars the next time we meet.
Sure.
So if you guys would like to join Epic Sketch Time, you can find our Facebook group. There you'll find a link to sign up. You should find a link down below to sign up for Epic Sketch Time. I'm going to try to do a big push this coming year to see what we can do about getting some more members from other organizations to join. I'll see you guys next week.
Okay.
All right. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.